guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the Oval review recap. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Everybody like, comment, and share. Last night episode, we got some action. Tyler gave us some action, and I got to start with it. So, as y'all know, last week's episode, Victoria called her mama, was like, "You need to come get these damn children. They trying to get emancipated. They addicted to jacking off in public and just all that. You know, these kids all over the place." So this episode, she has Jean to pack the kids' belongings so they can go with their grandmother. And so the first Jean is packing up for Gail, and Gail gonna ask her, does she have any dirt that she could use yet or whatever? And she was just like, nah. And so she was like, well, I'm gonna tell him what you said. Look here, dog. The way your mama set up, anything come out your mouth is not even gonna be believed. So if you was to say you heard Jean saying X, Y, Z about, Victoria and Hunter, she just gonna think it was you, little girl. So she gonna lock herself up in the bathroom because she don't wanna go. So Jean gonna tell Victoria, and Victoria say, you know what? Whatever she don't have, she just gonna have to go without. So she said, you just go get my son ready and I'm gonna go handle her. So Victoria go in there, and I'm pretty sure we'll see next week Victoria handling her. Right there, she just gonna bust the door down. We already know. So Jean goes to the pervert's room, and she packing up his things and whatnot, and he come in crying, tell my son, I just don't want to go. Like, light skin, and here's what kills me with this. So, he crying, saying he don't want to go, and and tells her and asks her, her job is to make them comfortable or something of that nature, right? And so she was just like, yeah. So he was just like, well, do you suck? And at this moment, I'm saying to myself, like, damn, boy, like, Tyler, you hey, you in your bag now. So he asked that girl, do she suck? And she was like, pardon me? And he was like, well, my dad got all these hoes, and when they get out of line or he needs something done, you know what I'm saying, they do that. So next thing he says, like, your job is to make me comfort. Come here. And he finna go take that kitty cat. He finna take it. And she trying her best to fight him off. And listen, TV show, black woman, little mixed, skinny, 115, 120 pound boy. Jean should have been able to get him up off her. You feel what I'm saying? So he trying to get the cookies. He done pulled the skirt up, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like he gonna try to take it. Now, are they gonna believe Jean, or they gonna try to brush this on the rug? Like, what's gonna happen with this little boy? So what I'm saying is, Tyler gave us something. It wasn't something that we wanted, but it was something. So, excuse me, that's that. So anyways, the show picked up where it left off. Last week, Victoria, she put them hands on Ellie. Now, the only problem that I have with Victoria putting her hands on people that work for the White House is the simple fact that you just cannot do that. First lady or not, you cannot do it. So Hunter breaks him up, tell Victoria to chill out, whoop-de-whoop. And, he tells her, like, look, we ain't got nothing going on. She just letting me know about the panties and et cetera, giving me a heads up that Diane has them and all of that. And so he was like, you owe her an apology. And she said, for what? Like, y'all may not have slept together yet, but it's coming. And for the love of me, listen, not promote nothing, but I need Victoria to get in line. You don't want Hunter. You don't want him touching you. You can't stand him. Keep the image up. Protect the shield. Let him do what he doing. You just make sure the females stay in their lane. Because you doing all this extra stuff is suggesting that you still have some type of emotional connection to him. Because why do you care? He's the president. Your family's powerful and you know it. Help him feed his habit. And I know it sounds bad, but you don't want him. You look, look. You can have you an entanglement on the side, and he can have him an entanglement on the side, and that way everybody's happy. You feel what I'm saying? So, anyways, moving on from there, and they arguing back and forth, and he tells her that, like I say, Diane has the panties and she getting him a DNA. And he's so dumb, which is why I say if you don't want him, just help protect the image and the shield. He don't think a DNA test can be done in 24 hours with the FBI. He's a lunatic, but we're gonna leave him alone because we know he's just a pretty face that Tyler picked to play the role. So, anyways, moving on. Barry comes in the room, putting on his shirt, finna get ready to go and handle some business. And Sharon wakes up, and he was like, well, babe, you were snoring last night, and she was like, no, I wasn't. He was like, yeah, you were. You snoring, you're really tired. She was like, oh yeah, I was very tired, and so she says something about she asked him where he going. And he said, I'm going to look for Callie. And so she was like, okay, well, I get up and get ready. I need to go to see Kareem. And so he don't want to talk about it. And I can't blame him. And so she kept pushing him. She was like, Barry, we need to talk about it. Barry this, Barry that. And he said, look, I don't want to talk about it because every time I think of you at that store, hear his name, I see him all up in them guts, rubbing them hands on them tit eyes and that big eyes. Like, Barry just... Which is the main reason you shouldn't have took an ass bite. Nigga, you ain't ready to deal with it, man. Let her do her. If you not ready to do whatever it is y'all need to do, talk about it, discuss it, I don't know. Whatever it is that y'all need to do, you need to let it go, bro. That's all I'm saying, Barry. You need to let it go. So she drops it and she said, well, that's fair. And so she took it upon herself to ask him, do he sell drugs? He said, shit, what the F wrong? Don't you ever ask me nothing like that again? I be doing these little odd jobs here and there, you know what I'm saying, to get money. Don't you ask me about selling drugs, And, he was trying to get her kids before he left. And I'm just like, bro, she was just with old boy yesterday, last night. You like, come on now, don't be kissing the street. Now, come on now. Don't be kissing the doorknob. Don't. So he leaves, you go downstairs. Richard is down there eating breakfast, and he was like, Pop, how you got downstairs? And who cooked this breakfast? He said, I ain't hitting it. I can take care of myself. Like, woo-de-woo. And so, I thought mom did, so he want to ask about mom. And he said, I don't know where your mother at, son. She a grown woman. She can take care of herself. Couldn't agree more. Oh, man, couldn't agree more. Nancy, you ain't nothing but a piece of, you a cockroach. That's what you is to us. You that's what you is, man. You don't mean nothing to us no more. So Bear was like, and so Richard said, so son, what is it you want to talk to me about? And so I promise we can talk about it later, Dad. I promise I'm finna go look for Callie. And so he was like, promise me you'll keep a cool head. And he said, okay, cool. So Bear go outside. He pick up the phone, he called Uncle Sam. He like, man, what's going on? My mom over there. Sam like, yeah, she here. She keeping me from getting them draws. That's what he wanted to say. And so he was like, okay, well, can you help me with my daughter? And Sam like, well, I'm gonna give you, let me give you a call when I get a break at work. And so Sam was like, well, I know you ain't just called me for that. So what else you want? He said, man, Uncle, if you ain't teach me nothing else, you taught me how to not talk over these phones. And so he said, I'm gonna let you know when I get free. So Barry hopping his mama Mazda van that Tyler, I believe he had like an Illinois tag on it. Might have been a DC tag. I don't know. I'm doing too much thinking, but excuse me, he finna hop in there. And back at Sam's house, Priscilla and Nancy is talking, and Priscilla like, Nancy, you need to talk to Richard. Richard loves you. He's a devoted Christian. Y'all been together for 20-something years, and that's a 24-year-old. He will forgive you, girl. Just go talk to your man. I know. Nancy said, no, Scylla, it ain't the time for that. I ain't got the energy. I need to put all my energy into Barry. Either she said Barry and my son or burying my son. Probably was a lot of the two. But either way, Nancy, what the hell? You ain't got no money. We ain't see you punch a clock. We ain't see Barry got more hustle than you. Like, you ain't got no money to put that boy on the ground. Like, oh, she said all her energy going to burying her son. Like, what is you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh my God. Don't nobody want to go to no funeral for a son that you didn't even raise, that you don't even know, and a whole bunch of gangsters and thugs show up shooting up in the air, and you get scared and all. We ain't got time for that heifer. You feel me? We don't. Nancy pisses me off, y'all. So then Sam comes in saying he finna go, and Priscilla like, that's it. No. And he was like, he gave her a little kiss on the forehead, or cheek or something, and went on by his way. And Nancy say, what's wrong with him? And Priscilla say, we'll be all right, girl. Look, Priscilla, listen, just go ahead and do what you gotta do, man. Go ahead and give him a little 5-minute, little quickie, If it been long as y'all say y'all, he ain't gonna be in there long. Oh my goodness. So anyways, moving on. Back at the White House, Diane shows up for work, in the acting press secretary, and first thing she say is, get me some coffee, Ellen. Ellen on the phone with Alan, and so she in her office talking to different media outlet news networks, and they trying to figure out what's going on with Uma and Max and the dead girl. And so she hangs up with them, and she goes, where's my coffee? First of all, I'm gonna just put this out here. I don't even think it shouldn't even be allowed to have your assistants fetch you coffee. You ain't no child. You ain't handicapped. You can take care. You had to walk past the coffee machine when you came in, because she obviously didn't go to Starbucks and get it. She went wherever she went and got it. I don't like that. So note to self: if I ever become in a position of power, get my own damn coffee. Note it. So anyways, she goes and to see if Donald is free, and she asked Alan, is he in there? Alan said he's in a meeting, and she said, with who? And he said, with the president. Like, oh Lord, this girl get on my goddamn nerves. And so she storms back into her office. Now, let me give credit what credit is due. This helper can play this role. This Tyler, if you don't do nothing else, you need to cast her for your future projects, because she can play, she can act. She killing it. I can't stand her. She killing it. Got to give her credit. So she go back in her office, call her FBI friend, like, hey, what's up with them DNA results? We need them. So then she marches back. She goes see Donald, and she asking Donald what's going on with this whole 2 agents and a dead girl. And he said, what are you hearing? And she said, 2 of our men tied to a dead girl. So Donald was like, well, they both was in love with her, and she was like, how do you know this? And he was just like, look, I'm just finding all of this out as I'm telling you. You getting the information just as I get it. And so she said, what that girl said. She said, well, somehow, man, boy, let's get to the meat of the story. He said, what is this I hear you accusing of your secretary, your intern or whatever, sleeping with the president? She said, oh, you heard about that? Well, I mean, he was like, you can't do that, Diane. Like, you come off of business. She said, what? Go ahead and say it. And he says, embrace him. And he said, nah, nigga, you finna say bitch. And listen, she playing her role, y'all. She is. But she absolutely coming off as one. She absolutely is. And so she tells him she got the draws being DNA tested. He said, whoa, you don't do no such thing. Get me them draws right now. Call them and get me them draws. And so she make a pretend phone call to calm him down. And then she go in her office and say, hey, as soon as you get them results, don't tell nobody but me. Meanwhile, Ellie on the phone with Alan, like, the president gonna make me his secretary, press secretary. So, whoop-de-whoop. The only thing with Diane, I'm wondering is, do she work for a Victoria family? That's the only thing I'm really wondering, because she act like she ain't got nothing to lose. Because the Donald said, you can lose your job, and she was like, yeah, okay. So anyway, moving on from that, I pretty much done covered them chilling, all this and all that. So, Kyle. Priscilla and Jean, and they're in the kitchen, and Priscilla is asking Jean what is the matter with her. She's been acting weird, and Jean said, I can't tell you about it, especially not here. It ain't safe, too many eyes, ears, etc., etc. And so Victoria comes in, and so they just pretty much, leave it at that. So Victoria has a agent let her know when Kyle comes in, but she also want to see Sam when he come in, y'all. So next week, Sam will get him some draws next week, y'all. He getting him some, so she go and meet Kyle, and Kyle was like, everything is taken care of. I even have a video and shows her the video, and she said, what does that mean? And he says, look, my face is in here. I'm, infiltrating myself. So I'm just trying to show it to the president, let him know what it was. She's like, man, you could be trying to stay, gather some evidence or falsify some evidence or whatever. So, that's that. So anyways, last but not least, President Hunter is in the Oval giving Ellie a new job. And so somehow or another, Donald asks Alan, where's the president? And he says in the Oval with his new press secretary. So the Donald gets crazy, calls Diane, they burst into the Oval, and the president put Diane, meet your new boss. Diane, meet your new boss. And Diane just couldn't believe it. And the Donald is trying to save her job. And I'm just asking myself, it's different, Hunter. I mean, not Hunter, but Donald. Like, she respects you for whatever reason, but she clearly don't respect the president of the United States. Neither do we. But she at least had to respect the position. And her trying to get DNA evidence about these draws, etc., is just too much. I was happy she got fired. Oh, I can't stand that heifer. She get on my nerve. And then Hunter and Ellie said, I just want to kiss you and give you all these goodies for standing up for me like Dodge. And they do the nasty, right? And but I did forget to mention, last but not least, Donald told Kyle about Diane having underwear, getting them tested, DNA testing, and Kyle said, well, I can flip it and say that Uma and Max took him over to impress her. And that's pretty much the show, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all thought of the show in the comment section below. Happy Thursday, you know the vibes. I'm out of here. Peace.